Like if you leave, like everyone's going to know everything, right? And that's really scary. And it's also scary for me to have to talk to an adult as a child about maybe my feelings towards a boy sexually or towards a girl sexually, right? Why am I talking to this adult about that? This is highly inappropriate. This is really inappropriate that we're having these conversations, right? But because it's under the guise of a church, it's normal.
Yeah.
Like, how is that normal to let your 13-year-old child, right? This person is not a therapist. This person didn't go to school for any of this. They don't have the same responsibility as, you know, a clinician has, because we weren't allowed to do therapy. Therapy was not allowed. Psychiatric meds were not allowed. So this was our only form of it. The parents don't know any better.
Yeah.
Like the child doesn't know any better. But looking at it now, I'm like, I don't have kids, but there's no way if I had kids that I would let my 11-year-old daughter go into a room that I'm paying for. I'm paying for this auditing, right?
Wow.
For them to go and talk about intimate and personal and vulnerable things with this person that I don't even know this person. I haven't researched this person. I don't know anything about them. All I know is that they are a part of the Sea Org. They're part of this church that I'm a part of. It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Because you're paying for it.
It is weird.
Like it's thousands of dollars, right?
Yeah. How much would one session cost, one audit?
I don't even know now, but I do know that like, it's in the thousands, right? That I do know. It's in the thousands because you have to buy packages, right? Like you have to buy packages for your OT levels to get clear, all of this stuff. Your TRs and objectives. There's a bunch of different packages, right, that you can do. And it's a lot of money. There is a lot of money. There is still a lot of money at the Church of Scientology that I've never used that's under my name there, right? They'll never give it back. That'll never happen. Yeah, none of this is free. And it's not like charitable donation of $20. No, people are going bankrupt, right? People are taking out second mortgages on their house. You know, people are paying up to $1 million to go up to OT8. Like,
wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
Do you know at what point your parents had to start paying for you to go into classes or courses? Because if they weren't raising you like you said and other people were, did they have to pay for daycare essentially?
Yeah, so they didn't have to pay for like daycare within the church, but they paid for it in other ways, right? So like their donations of, you know, you can look it up online of like how much a person can donate. And then when I started going to courses, right, before I got auditing, all of that cost money, right? So they paid for me to be there on the weekends. They paid for me to be there at night. And like all the other kids were doing it, you know? But I can't remember I can't remember it because I was so young, like the definitive amount that it was. But my parents were paying the church for me starting at a young age, right? Like I started going on course or whatever when I was about 7 or 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, you know, and my sisters too. They paid for 3 of us to do it. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. And what was the schedule like? Because I know for me as a Mormon, it was church on Sundays, family home evening on Mondays, and then once I reached 12, it was going to Young Women's on Wednesdays, and then it's like rinse and repeat. Was there a schedule like that for you?
It was more of, you know, we were in school Monday through Friday. At night, if, you know, time allowed it, we would go to the church and we would do courses there. And then on the weekends, we did courses as well. So I was always doing something. And then if I didn't want to go on course or whatever, I would get in trouble. And they would say, you know, why are you trying to blow is what it's called. Like, why are you off lines? And it was like, because I'm 14 and I just want to hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go in there, but I had to. There's no other way around it. And then I think around 15 is I started really meeting people outside of the church. And I was like, whoa. Like, I was like, so like, you guys don't have reports that are like written on you. And then like they talk to your parents and then you have to go. And they would just look at me like I was so crazy. And I was like, oh.
I know those looks.
You know what I mean? And I was like, never mind, you know, like, no, you know, no big deal. And I started slowly really like really pushing back on it because I started to see that there was something severely wrong with what was going on and that I just didn't want any part of it. Little did I know is secretly behind the scenes, they were, another part of the church is you're not allowed to sue anybody. Like you're not allowed to file a police report or anything like that. Like no outside legal is allowed to be done. It all has to go through the church. And my parents were like separated and my mom decided to actually file for divorce through the courts, which was a huge no-no. But she did it. And behind the scenes, they started, making a case against my mom to what would be known as declaring her. And when you declare a person from the church, you banish that person from the church. No one's allowed to talk to them. No one is literally that person has to not exist. If you get declared from the church, you're completely kicked out. So you lose if you have a job that has to do with Scientology, you lose your job. Like if your kids know people in Scientology, either your child needs to disconnect from you or your child's going to lose everything that they know. So my mom got declared and like my whole world turned upside down. Cause even though I knew I didn't want to be a part of it, I guess I didn't see like how much I really was a part. All my friends, like everybody that I knew were Scientologists.
Right.
And so I remember my boyfriend broke up with me. He was like, I'm so sorry, but like I can't be with you, because of your mom. And I was just like, all of my friends stopped returning my calls. Like I lost everything overnight. Like it was just gone. And of course, my mom was like a wreck for like a million reasons, right? There's a lot going on with my mom. And I'm not saying she's a saint because I know if they watch this, they're going to try and come and say whatever about my mom. No, she's not a saint, right? My mom has made mistakes and done things she should not have done. What human hasn't, right? And, but, my mom's life at that point was destroyed and she was exiled. And I remember late one night, I think it had just happened like a week before that. And I got a knock on my door and it was a Sea Org member from the church. And they said, "Hi, Dani." I was like, "Hi, can I help you?" And they were like, "Well, your mom's been declared." I said, "Yeah, I do." And they're like, "Well, you need to pack your bags. You need to come with us." I was like, "Come with you where?" And they're like, you need to come with us. Like, you have to come to the church. Like, you cannot live with your mom. If you live with your mom, you're also going to be declared a suppressive person. And mind you, this wasn't even someone I knew from the church, right? It wasn't someone I had relations with, like I had known. This was a strange person showing up to a miner's door saying that I had to leave my home because I was going to be kicked out of the church. And I basically told them, I said, then do it.